Greetings and welcome to the first ever video of the ALKtech channel. Through this channel, I hope to bring some exciting content from the world of do-it-yourself PC builds, from reviews of the latest tech to perhaps even retro PC builds. I'm a Singaporean dude who has been building, repairing and upgrading PCs for close to 20 years now as a hobby, and I thought, why not create a YouTube channel that documents my adventures in PC tech? So with that in mind, for the first ever upload on the ALKtech channel, I bring to you guys an unboxing video of the ASRock X570M Pro4 motherboard. So here it is, the ASRock X570M Pro4 motherboard. Now for those of you who don't yet already know, this is an AMD AM4 socketed motherboard that supports the latest 3rd generation AMD Ryzen 3000 series processors. As of July 2019, this model here, the X570M Pro4, is the only X570 motherboard that is found in the microATX form factor. Other brands such as Asus, Gigabyte and MSI have yet to release their own versions of X570 motherboards in the mATX format. So for those of you folks out there who want to get a board in the mATX format with the X570 chipset, the ASRock X570M Pro4 is your only option, at least for now. Alright, let's take a closer look at the packaging. As you can see, it's rather ordinary to say the least. I mean, for a X570 motherboard, which is pretty much, the top of the line for an AM4 setup, I was kind of expecting a little bit more effort in the packaging department, especially if you look at other models in ASRock's lineup, such as, I don't know, maybe the Phantom Gaming series or the Steel Legends series. But, then again, who cares? Some might say it's really just a box, it holds the board, it's not very important. However, the bare bones approach continues even with the contents of the box, where, as you can see, you're merely provided with the manual, DVD disc with the drivers, case badge, another instruction leaflet, screws for your M2 drive, and the standoff as well, IO shield, which interestingly is even just like the plain Jane variety with no graphics or designs that you get to see on some new boards nowadays, and 2 SATA cables, and that's it. So I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but for a motherboard with a top of the range chipset, the packaging and contents sure feel rather Spartan to me, to say the least. But then again, bearing in mind the Pro4 series was never really meant to be the more gamerish premium product in ASRock's product stable, I guess I've got to temper my expectations somewhat. Anyway, so moving on to the board itself. Let's get this board out of the box and out of the ESD packaging. First glimpse, it's not too bad. So here it is, the ASRock X570M Pro4 in its full glory. Well, as you can see, it has pretty much a very clean and simple aesthetic, with black, silver and white as the main colors that you'll see. I guess probably the thing that really stands out for me is this huge VRM heatsink, which has a very nice finish. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but there's this portion which has this, sandblasted-ish kind of effect, whereas down here it's like a brushed aluminium metal finish. Pretty nice details. And apart from that, you get this very sizable chunk of metal that's presumably to cool the X570 chipset. It also has a fan for that purpose. And it's probably also to cool an M2 drive that you'll probably install somewhere underneath here. And yeah, that's about it. The rest of the board is relatively, unflashy as compared to ASRock's other offerings, such as the Steel Legends series, which has onboard RGB lighting and so on. Now, according to ASRock's website, the X570M Pro4 will support DDR4 RAM of speeds of up to 4200 MHz with a maximum of 128 GB of RAM supported. Though I'm not entirely sure, if any run-of-the-mill user would ever require such a huge amount of RAM, but well, there you go, you have 4 slots for this very purpose. One of the key features of the X570 chipset is PCIe 4.0 support, so if you've got a Ryzen 3000 series processor installed, you're in luck. Now the ASRock X570M Pro4 comes with 2 PCIe 4.0 X16 slots for you folks out there who like to run, say, a dual graphics card setup. As you can see here, only the first PCIe 4.0 X16 slot has the ASRock steel slot thingy where, the slot is supposedly stronger and built to withstand the weight of large and heavy graphics cards. Moving on to the connectors, apart from the usual, front audio connectors, front panel connector for your power switch, power LED and the like, this motherboard comes with an ample number of fan connectors, 5 to be precise. So you've got 2 here, 1 here, and if you go to the other side of the motherboard, you've got 1 here, and the final connector for a fan over here. Now, you also do get an addressable RGB header, which is over here, a typical 12V RGB header, and another RGB header for your AMD Rave heatsink fan if it has the RGB option, so that's over here. With this board, you also do get 8 SATA 3 connectors for your drives. As can be seen over here, you've got 6 and 2 over here, and finally 2 M2 slots that support PCIe 4.0 as well. First slot being over here, not sure if you can see it, and the second one over here. Now, you'll notice that I've removed the huge piece of metal, the heatsink, that was actually shrouding both the fan and the M2 slot. So I've got it over here. It's actually a pretty solid piece of metal. It's quite light, it's aluminium. It has this like thermal pad thingy on the bottom as well, so I guess that's good for dissipating the heat from your M2 drive should you choose to install it on this slot over here. Let's talk about the rear I/O ports for this board. It comes with 6 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports, which you can see are over here and here. It also comes with a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port, which is this lighter blue port, as well as a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C port. It comes with HDMI, display port, your LAN connector, and your audio connectors as well, as per standard. Now, audio-wise, this board's audio is powered by an ALC1200 chipset, which can be found here. And for LAN connectivity, it's powered by a built-in Intel i2-1180 chipset, which is found over here. And I must say, this is quite a refreshing change from your usual Realtek LAN chipsets that are more commonly found on motherboards nowadays. Anyway, it also looks like this board that I have here has the P1.30 BIOS from the factory. So from what I understand, this isn't exactly the latest build of BIOS for this board. So I'll have to update that one once I use this board in a build. So there you have it, a quick unboxing and overview video of the ASRock X570M Pro4. While it does pack the X570 chipset, which is the highest end chipset that one can currently get for the AM4 platform, make no mistake, the Pro4 is really intended to be a no-nonsense board that simply gets the job done, where ASRock has pretty much done away with all the aesthetic bling and flash. However, if you still really do want the said bling and flash for your build of this board, feel free to throw in RGB fans, RAMs and whatnot. The board certainly has support for all these accessories. And again, if your build is really restricted to the microATX format and you've just got to have a X570 chipset for your Ryzen build, then the ASRock X570M Pro4 is currently really your only option. Now, the last I checked, you can get this board for about $186 US off new egg. With that, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Do like and subscribe, and keep a lookout for the next couple of videos on this channel where I'll be putting together a personal build using this board. Then we'll see how it fares, as a complete 3rd gen Ryzen system. Alright, take care and I hope to see you guys then.